Hi, I'm Roamy. Today I'm going to show you how to use the BabyBjörn Harmony carrier to carry a newborn baby. Now, when you get the Harmony out of the box, you're going to need to set it up. So, first of all, if the buckles are done up, just squeeze the side of them and lift them up. And do that on each of them. So they may be done up at the top, they may be done up around the middle. So you've got the whole thing hanging open like that. Now, if you bought your carrier new, you should find that this little zip bit here is done up so it says newborn position. If it's not done up and it's extended, then you're going to need to zip that piece up on this little zipper there. Okay, so that's the first bit. Then looking at the carrier, you have got these straps hanging down which go on the back. Now, the settings for this, you need to kind of slightly play about with them. Basically, when you put it on, I'll show you. Put this on over your head. And these clips are going to sit either side of baby's head. Now, if you look on the back, you've got this cross piece and then you've got the shoulder straps. And you want to adjust this so that the straps lie flat against your body and then the piece goes across the middle. So you generally want the middle one relatively snug, just so that it's not breaking these too wide. So yeah, you want these to lie flat here, sit nicely across your back, and then the piece in the middle to hold them in place. Now, everyone has different preferences. So you want to get these adjusted so they're sitting nicely and curving round, and you're going to want to move the other piece up and down. This is something ideally get someone else to do it once you've tried baby in it, or when you're putting it on now, just because taking it on and off and adjusting it and putting it back on is a bit of a faff. But if you can't do that, then just obviously play about with different heights. I'm going to take this off again. So I'm going to just adjust this a little bit lower for me. So that's going to sit a bit lower on my back. I was quite happy with how they went, just want that a little bit lower. This is just about your personal comfort. It doesn't affect baby safety, but obviously you want to be comfy. So get those either side of where baby's head will be, then pull this around and just see how they're fitting and adjust it accordingly. So yeah, you may need to play about with that a little bit just to get it just right for you. And if somebody else can do it on you, so you can kind of go, yeah, that's better, move that up, move that down, then that's obviously ideal. So that's the adjustment on you. I'm going to leave the carrier on actually because it's a good way to show you. So if you lift the panel up, you'll see at the bottom here you've got a zip. Now for a newborn, you're going to want to slide the zip to the narrowest setting and then just fold those little zippy bits so they're facing inwards and they go click down. That just holds them in place. So we've now opened this right up. We've got this panel here. Now looking at the top of the panel, I'm trying to remember, I think when you get it out of the box, I have a feeling this is completely opened up. I'm just going to open it up now. So you've got this piece on the front here, which has kind of got a sort of different texture on the front. If you've got the newer grey melange one, then all of it will be similar to this. But you're going to take this piece and you've got little poppers here, and what you're going to do is take the top popper and do it up to the lowest setting. So the second one down, closest to these little red buckles. Okay, so do it up on those. And then these bits here, we're going to adjust these once baby is in. I'm just going to loosen them on mine because I've tightened them quite a bit previously. So you've got your panel folded down so it's close to these buckles. I've just loosened those ones off. Okay, is there anything else we need to set up? I'm thinking that's basically it. So when you're going to use this, you're going to put it on over your head like I've just shown you, so it ends up with this going behind. These will always be a little bit loose, don't worry, we need them a bit loose. Then we're going to take the waistband. So this is the waistband here. Going to lengthen this off, and I'm going to show you in front what we're going to do. So this is the waistband, which is going to go around you and then join in with this here. Now this is how it does up behind you. You've got your panel here and then you've got the little hooky bit here. If I do it this way around so you can see, that's going to go across and pull sideways. I'm going to do that from the front. So you bring this across like that and then pull it sideways so it locks in place. So this is the only bit you have to do behind you, but often it's quite good to have a look at it on the front just to see what you're doing. So again, make sure these clips are sitting either side of where you want baby's head, and then you're going to bring this around behind and clip it together. Then you wriggle them sideways to tighten it. Now, for a newborn, you don't want the waistband on the waist, despite what it's called. You're going to want it really nice and high. So I'm just shifting this up now I've done it up. So I've got it nice and high. It will obviously depend on how tall you are and how tall your baby is, but I'm getting this nice and high on me. And I'm going to keep holding it with one hand, and then tighten one side, hold it with the other hand and tighten the other. This means you get your lumbar support nice and even on your back, and also it makes it easier to tighten if you hold this against you. So with this nice and high, can you see this is all folding over And that's what you want to happen, because you want the panel shorter when baby is little. So you want this piece all folded over rather than all straight up, just to make it all smaller. Now as they get bigger, you'll slowly move the waistband lower down. Okay, so that's it all set up for a little one. Just again, make sure you've got a little bit of slack on these. Obviously, if they're hugely loose, I'll show you, I'll loosen this one right off. If they're massively loose like this, then that's obviously a lot of slack. You're going to just tighten it up. But you need to have enough that you can comfortably bring this around baby and beyond to do it up. So I'd say this is looking about right, this looseness. Better to have it slightly too loose than too tight. Okay, now we've got that all set up, we can pick up our baby. So this demo doll is sort of an average newborn size. And all you do is you're going to give baby a cuddle, holding them with their head on your upper chest. As we said, you're going to make sure the head is got those clips either side. Now generally a newborn will have its little hands tucked in front, so I'm just manoeuvring my doll so the hands are in front, and they'll also tend to have their little legs tucked up in this sort of position. Depending on how old they are, they may be a little bit more scrunched up. Okay, so you hold them where you want to carry them. Make sure these clips are sitting either side of their head. If they've slipped down, just bring them up a little bit like that so they're either side. And make sure baby's bottom is slightly over this panel here. So you don't want to hold them above it, you want it slightly over, so you've got some of this panel between you and baby before you slide it up. What this means is when you bring it up, it won't be too tall. So I'm going to support baby here. You can use your chin to support the head. Just slide your hand between their legs so you can bring the carrier up gently between their legs and just slide this up from their bottom up to their shoulders. Now, because I've got quite a lot of this tucked between me and baby, this means I can get this to go no higher than baby's earlobe. Now that's what you want. If you find this is going a little bit higher, either bring the waistband up higher, so take baby out and bring the waistband up higher, or hold them very slightly lower over the panel. So if I just show you now, if I hold them a little bit lower down here, and now slide this up, can you see that goes less high? Now, it will depend on your shape, so you need to make sure baby's head is always on the solid part of your chest. Now, obviously, if you're male, you can wear baby a little bit lower. If you're female, there'll be a sort of distance where you don't want to go below, where you've got your boobs, and obviously you don't want to have them any higher than your chin, so they're sitting comfortably. So if you do feel that in order to get the panel the right height, you're going to have them not on the solid part of your chest, you'll need to just move your waistband a little bit higher. Okay, so let's do that one again. So give baby a cuddle, make sure these clips are either side of their head, and then slide that panel up, and always start between their legs rather than grabbing the top. Always start here, gently ease that between, slide it up over their bottom and back so you're holding them across their shoulders. Then you're going to take one side here, and I'm going to lift this above the clip so it goes parallel, and just slide it straight on like that. Hold them with the other hand and do exactly the same on this side. So you're going to lift it up, do it from this side so you can see, lift it up above and slide it straight down. Now, if you hold the clip with, I'll take this one off and show you. If you hold the clip with your fingers slightly over the clip like that, then you can actually feel where the clip is to slide it down. Makes it a little bit easier just so you can feel to make sure you've got it in line. So you do those two up first, then you're going to bring this one here around, and this is why we needed it slightly looser, because you bring it around beyond to clip it in. Then we're going to do exactly the same with this one. So you're going to take the clip again, you can hold your fingers either side so you can feel where the clip is, bring it beyond and slide it back in. Now you keep holding baby until we've tightened this up. So keep resting your hand across their shoulder. Then you're going to bring this one forward a little bit, hold them with the other hand, bring this one forward a little bit until it's evenly tightened. It's important you do it a little on either side, because otherwise if you completely tighten one, this will end up really off to one side and this will end up quite loose. So it'll be really uneven on your back. Now, once baby is nice and snug against you, you can let go. Have a little feel of those two and just check they're kind of even. If they're not, you can loosen that one off and tighten this one just to make sure they're kind of about the same length. This won't affect baby, but it means that it'll be nice and comfy on you. So the key things to check are, firstly, can you see baby's face and have they got clear airways? You want to make sure this top edge is no higher than their earlobe. If it's not quite up to the earlobe, just give a gentle bounce to this panel and you can bring it up higher, but it's much easier to get it higher than it is lower. Make sure they're nice and snug against you. If they do need to be tightened, you can tighten these forward. You can also tighten these ones here, either side of here straight down. So if you feel it needs to go a bit more snug, just either side of their head, you can tighten those up. Once these bits are all adjusted, you won't need to do this every time. It's just going to be the first time. Then have a little look at their position. Ideally, you want to make sure the little knees are tucked in towards you in this sort of position. Now, this is how a newborn will generally be sitting. But if you have found their legs have gone backwards or something, just put your hands underneath their knees and just gently lift their knees. So you're bringing them up and towards you, and then just bring them around and in. So it's a kind of little scoop. So you kind of lift the knees and bring them in towards you, just to make sure baby's sitting comfortably. This will take any pressure off their tummy and also ensure that their head naturally rests against your chest. So that is basically it with this carrier. As baby gets bigger, as I said, you'll move the waistband down lower, and you can also do different height settings with this panel here to make it a bit taller. But again, never any higher than their earlobe. Once they've got full head control, they can have arms over the top of the carrier, but never any lower than their armpits. So I hope that was useful. Oh yes, I'll just show you what the back looks like. So that's what the back looks like. So if you've got that on and you're feeling like the straps aren't quite sitting right on you, you can play about with how high that bar is and how tight it is, so you can get it just right for your shoulders. Obviously, if you're sharing it with someone, you may need to adjust that between you, or you may find that actually you're both quite happy with it set to one person's settings. It depends on how different you are in size. Now, to get baby out, we're going to just reverse what we did. I'm going to just lift the plastic here and just pull this forward a little bit to loosen it, and then reach around and do the same with the other side. So I'm going to lift the clip and pull this forward. Now, if you find that really hard to do, it's not essential you do it at this stage. We can do it a bit later. I know some people find it depends how close down this is as to whether it's easy to reach. So if you do find that difficult, don't panic. We can undo it without having to loosen that. But now I've loosened those, hold baby across their shoulders, squeeze the bottom of this clip, slide it straight forward and lift it off, and then the same with the other side. Squeeze the clip, slide it forward and lift it off. Then we're going to do the same with these. You're going to squeeze these and lift them up, and then do the same here, squeeze and lift up, and then carefully hold baby on the inside and let the panel go down, and then you can take your baby out. So what's nice with this is it's very neat. There's nothing hanging on the ground, so you can leave it on. So you just need to change baby, anything like that, that's absolutely fine. But when you do want to take it off, this is what you need to do. So the panel behind, you're going to push the two bits towards each other to undo. So you're basically bringing them towards each other to undo them. Now, if you have struggled to reach these, don't panic. What you're going to do is rotate this over your shoulders. So this bit goes up towards your neck. This then means this will be a lot closer to the front. So when you want to loosen it, you lift with this hand, and with this hand you pull that forward. Now you can loosen it as much or as little as you want. The more you loosen it, the easier it is to get it off over your head. So bring that forward so you can reach this and lift it back. And then you can pop one arm down through and lift that off over your head. And that's how to use the BabyBjörn Harmony to carry a newborn baby.